Hey guys, welcome into another round of Beauty Empties. I'm still working through all of the minis that I got during the holiday season. I picked up the Vogue advent calendar. There was a ton of minis in there. I also picked up a bunch of different sets from Macy's and they had a ton of skincare, hair care, and then I bought a whole fragrance advent calendar for Macy's. So I'm still working through a lot of those items. So there's a bunch of different minis in here, but I have a bunch of good products to go over with you guys. I've got 26 items total that includes makeup, hair care, skincare, body care, some items in fragrance. Let's jump into it. All right, let's start off in the makeup category. I usually keep that last, but let's start that off first. The first item up that I have is the Super Fine Brow Detailer from Too Faced in the shade Taupe. It's fine. I wouldn't repurchase this. It's a nice formula. It's like a cross between creamy and stiff. It has decent lasting power, but this color, for whatever reason, kind of comes out a little bit yellow. I always try and switch up my brow products, but I end up going back to the same couple that I use. I just wouldn't repurchase this one, especially for it being $25. But the reason I'm always searching for different brow products is because finding like a cool tone taupe shade that isn't too brown, too orange, too yellow is sometimes pretty difficult when I'm looking for something really neutral. And again, I just think this one kind of just leaned a little bit on the yellow side. So this one is just trash. I would not repurchase it. However, this next one, the Sephora Brow Pencil, this is called the Retractable Brow Pencil and it is waterproof. It's a really fine micro tip, very similar to the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I have talked about this at length on my channel, you guys. This is a brow product that I have repurchased many times because it is 13 bucks, so it's like half the cost of the Benefit Precisely My Brow, and I find this shade in Taupe is very close to the 2.5 in Benefit Precisely My Brow. I have repurchased this probably like 5 or 6 times at this point. It is one of my favorite products from Sephora and one of my favorite dupes to the Benefit Precisely My Brow, so that's definitely a repurchase. But one that I have come to love is the 1.5 mm Precision Brow Pencil from Moira Beauty, which is even less expensive. It's a third of the cost and half of the Sephora. It retails for $6. It's also waterproof. It's in the shade 01 Taupe. This one, I feel like I didn't love at first because it's a little bit of a stiffer formula. It's not super creamy. The way that the Sephora and the Benefit Precisely My Brow are that perfect balance of creamy but still really long lasting. This one being a little bit of a stiffer formula, I feel like I had to warm up to it, but the more that I used it, it's a really nice cool tone brown shade. It lasts a long time and it's $6, so I'm definitely gonna repurchase that. That is my first one of those, so more to come on those for sure. I don't go crazy on my brows, so spending $25 for a brow pencil to me just seems like excessive. I would rather find one that is $6 that performs very similarly, since I don't feel like a brow product has to work too hard to do a good job. All right, I have a mascara here. This is the Beauty Bay High Key Mascara. I have also talked about this at length on my channel. This is my second or third one. I have a backup here, and I think I have another one in my drawer because I bought a double set, like a dual set that they were selling. These retail for $21 normally, but right now Beauty Bay is having a sale and these are $12.75 at the current moment. This is meant to be a volumizing mascara. It's one of my favorite volumizing mascaras. Ultra black mascara designed to create instant volume and length for a panoramic effect. It just lasts all day. It doesn't transfer. It doesn't smudge. I love this wand style because it's very short bristles. I get really close to the lash line with it. One of my favorite volumizing mascaras. So I have repurchased it and I continue to repurchase it. It has not yet been beaten out by other mascaras, which sometimes happens. I keep testing more and then I find my new love, and even though I may have been in love with the mascara at one point and I'll rave about it, I will sometimes just forget about it when another new and better one comes along. Still hasn't been beaten out, and have repurchased it, will continue to. If you guys like a volumizing mascara and you have not tried that one, I definitely recommend it. Let's move on to cleansers. I only have one cleanser and it's technically a makeup remover. I have also talked about this at length on my channel. This is the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water and it's in the waterproof version. I love this. I don't like cleansing balms and I've tried the non-waterproof version, and for the eye makeup that I wear, especially the mascara, the non-waterproof version does okay, but it's not as good as this one. I have to have this in my collection at all times, or in my routine at all times. I cannot go without this. I have been trying to try so many different cleansing balms and either one, I don't like the way they feel on me, or they just don't do as good a job as this. So I will always and forever repurchase that particular product, even though it's not the most glorious thing to talk about. All right, let's move on into the hair category. I am always changing up my shampoos and conditioners. There is only one brand that I have grown loyal to, and I think since then I've decided to drop them because I found this product and I freaking love it. I have not yet repurchased it, but I will be repurchasing this. It's the Biolage Ultra Hydro Source Conditioning Balm. The moment that I put this on, it made my hair so soft. It's perfect. Perfect for very dry hair. And I think it's even good for very thin hair. This has aloe, apricot, kernel oil. It only retails for $24, where some shampoos and conditioners for like 8 ounces, they're like 30 bucks. This one is 13.5. Still, for a conditioner, it doesn't get me that far, but I am willing to pay the money for this because it is so good for my thin hair. It does not leave it greasy. It gives it the right kind of moisture without making my hair stiff. I freaking love this. If you guys have very dry, thin hair, I highly recommend this. I say check this out. Run, don't walk. This was such a good product and I am going to repurchase it. I have found another one, the Bondi Boost, that I'm really, really loving right now. I'm going through that and that's the reason I haven't repurchased this, but that is definitely going to come back into my routine. All right, another one that took me a year to get through. This is the Kristen S, the signature shampoo. It's supposed to be light, clarifying, high lathering, enhances shine, sulfate free, and for all hair types. I bought this at Ulta and I bought it for 12 bucks. That's how much this costs. This is a 10 fluid ounce, which for shampoo for me, that's not a bad size. This has avocado and castor oil, again, sulfate free. It does leave my hair super clean and moisturized. The lather on this though is crazy. I was using the smallest little dime amount for my shampoo and the lather on this is intense, but it was so pleasant. Like, I've never experienced a shampoo that lathers quite like this before. And I told you guys, this lasted me an entire year. That's how long and how far this product went. Mind you, I do use 2 different shampoos at all times. I always rotate in 2 different shampoos and 2 different conditioners. So that's also why it took a year to go through this, but for 12 bucks, it was totally worth it. And also the smell on this is freaking delicious. It's like super mild and it just smells clean. Oh, this is so good. Again, highly recommend this for 12 bucks. All right, I have talked about a bunch of stuff that I love. Let's move on to something that I'm just not a fan of. I've also talked about this in the viral products that just don't work for me. This is the Olaplex No. 3 Hair Perfector. This is a pre-shampoo product. This is the full size of this and it retails for $30 freaking dollars. You know how many uses I can get out of this to coat my hair? That's literally about 3 feet long. I get about 4 or 5 uses out of this. For 30 bucks, that's just not worth it. This is supposed to be a hair treatment that reduces breakage and split ends. So ideally, this would be a great product for me. I have used this product before, hence the reason that I said this is just not a product that works for me. But this time it came in a Vogue advent calendar. I know this is a very popular product that's got a patented bond building technology that is supposed to be proven to relink broken bonds from damaged hair, damaged by chemicals and styling and anything else that you can do to your hair. I just never noticed it did a damn thing. And again, 4 or 5 uses out of this product, I don't even feel like that's a sufficient amount of time to use a product for me to really determine whether or not it works. But I never noticed less breakage, less split ends. There are so many other products that I have in my routine that do the same thing that aren't necessarily a pre-shampoo, but they're a shampoo that reduces breakage and all of those things. You get more product and they cost less money. I'm just more in favor of those than I am this. If you guys have had good luck and maybe you have tips on how this is meant to be applied so that it performs best, like, I'm all ears. Otherwise, I will not be repurchasing that. It is trash for me. Another product that is absolute trash for me, and I didn't even get to finish it up, it's the Living Proof Frizz Vanishing Oil. This retails for 33 bucks. I think I got this at Ulta. It's supposed to hydrate and block humidity, which I live in a very humid climate, so I need something like this. It's supposed to leave your hair smooth and shiny. Guys, I have so much of this left. I have tried using this. Where is the line? It's probably like right around here, but I'm gonna end up moving this along. Like, my sister can give this a shot or something else because it weighs my hair down. It never reduces the frizz by the humidity. In fact, I feel like my hair is more frizzy when I wear this, in addition to feeling super heavy and weighed down. I do not like this. It might actually be really good for people that have like thicker hair than I do. I find with Oils like this, I love them when they work really well because they really do or can reduce the frizz in the humidity here. However, I don't think all oils are created equally for every hair type. This might be a product that works better for someone with thicker hair, and that's why I'm not getting the desired result. So I'm going to fully declutter this. I have been trying to use that thing for months and months and months. All right, you guys, let's move on to body care items. So the first one up, I have just this tiny little mini. This is from KARIM. It's the body tonic, the tonic treatment oil. I put this in last Beauty Empties video, and I was working on this one while I had talked about the other little one. I had the two little minis. I want to say these came in a set for Macy's. These suckers retail for $72 for the full size, which is 3.4 ounces. It's supposed to tone and reduce the appearance of stretch marks. That's exactly what this is for. It's good on the décolleté. You can use this on the arms, on the legs. I actually got quite a bit of use even out of this little tiny thing because you need the smallest amount. This product really travels. It's kind of one of those moisturizing oils that doesn't leave you greasy, that sinks into the skin really well. It's nice. It's just, I don't treat stretch marks, so I don't know if this is really like something that works well for treating stretch marks. It's a nice body oil as far as its performance goes because I do use body oils. Right now I'm using the one from Necessaire that I really like, but that's a huge one, so that'll take me a long time to get through. But this one smells like kind of patchouli, and I'm not a huge fan. Something aromatherapy, it has a really strong like green tea or aromatherapy scent. I don't know what that is. I'm not a fan of that scent at all. That's just not a thing that I like. I will tolerate it in like hair care if it's a product that I really like the results from, but I will not repurchase something that has this scent. And also $72 for Clarins. No, 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 no. That's just trash for me. It's nice. It's just, I would not go out of my way to spend that kind of money for a product like that when I know there are other products on the market that do a very similar thing for a lot less money. All right, one product that I absolutely loved that I got in the Vogue Advent Calendar that I'm shocked. I was not anticipating having use for this or even liking it. This is a UK-based brand. It's the Seated Queen. It is the Infinite Ointment. This is actually the full size of this. It retails for $32 roughly in US dollars. You can get this from the Seated Queen's website. I think they also have this on Cult Beauty. I'm sure there are a ton of other places online, like different retailers, maybe even Amazon that sells this, but it might be a little bit more than $32. This is supposed to be a multi-use vegan balm that softens, repairs rough, dry, or irritated skin and seals in moisture. And you can use this, they say, as a lip balm, a brow gel, a cheek bone highlighter, cuticle repair, nipple balm, eye gloss, and more. Literally, they say this on their website, face, hands, nails, and even nipples. So I thought, what the heck am I going to use this for? Guys, I have like the roughest feet ever, and I'm constantly lotioning them and treating my feet. I don't know why. I used to dance a lot when I was younger, and ever since then, like I have calluses on the balls of my feet. My feet just, I don't know, they get very dry. I have typically like dry skin aside from my face, which is more combo. So I use a lot of oils and a lot of ointments and a lot of moisturizers like all over my body. But I use this on my feet. Oh, it was so good. It was chef's kiss. I've tried Vaseline on my feet. Gross, disgusting, doesn't dry down. No. I've used lotions, only helps temporarily. I've used the CeraVe, I think it's the salicylic acid one. That one helps, but it again is just temporary, maybe more so than just a regular foot lotion. This was freaking fabulous. This was so good. It's so small though for $32 to treat an area like my feet, but I would totally repurchase this. I probably am going to. Again, if you guys have really dry skin in places, this was fabulous. All right, I actually have a discontinued product. Well, I shouldn't say that. It is a limited edition product. They do sell very similar things, or this particular one, for example, like on Amazon. It was the KARIM Pink Souffle Body Mask. I have to show you guys a picture of how this is meant to be applied. This does retail for $20 still, I think, on Amazon's website. This is supposed to work for brightening and smoothing the skin on the legs, butt, back, and arms. And it's supposed to help soothe like acne prone skin or post acne, and it's supposed to help you reduce cellulite. I haven't found a product in the world that helps me reduce cellulite, but I'm not willing to do this. This is literally a mask that you are meant to let sit on your skin for 10 to 20 minutes before washing it off. So I didn't have a practical use for this. I took this in the shower and was trying to put it on and then like do other things, even though the water was slightly hitting me, just leave it on there. But I can't walk around the house like that, you know, just putting this all over my body to try and let this just sink in and not touch anything. And this is a clay, like it's a dry clay mask. So you can't really get it wet. It needs to be applied dry. Otherwise it like starts to break down, or you know what a clay looks like when it gets wet, you know, you can like kind of mold it. Just imagine like one of those, what are those things called on the wheel? The spindle thing that you do with the clay. Anyway, I didn't have a practical use for this. I will not be repurchasing this. I'm not even sure why I got it in the first place. All right, you guys, we are moving on to the face category. First up, I have talked about this several times because I've had so many minis in my collection at this point. They throw these in quite a lot when you get, I don't know, like skincare bundles and things like that. So I have tested this a bunch of times. This is the Sunday Riley Lactic Acid All-in-One Treatment. This retails for $43 for the full size, and that is 0.5 ounces, where this one is 0.27 ounces. So this isn't like that much less than the full size, which is 43 bucks. Lactic acid is a good exfoliator, and this is supposed to provide an instant plump look. And anytime you're trying to like plump your face, it's supposed to visibly reduce like fine lines and wrinkles and things like that. A lot of moisturizers claim to do that though. This one is a very popular product. I'm pretty sure it's won Allure Best of Beauty. It does claim to visibly plump and like exfoliate your skin in 3 minutes time, but it is so freaking pricey. And so for what you get out of it, the plump effect, you can use honey masks. You can use honey face moisturizers to get that plumping effect. You can use vitamin C products for brightening. You can use sugar scrubs for exfoliating. There are things that are less expensive that do all of the things that are wrapped into this, that I just feel like this is a high price for what it is that you can get from other things. And I honestly do not see that big of a difference. I don't feel like my darkness has been brightened. I don't feel like it's evened my skin tone. I don't feel like it exfoliates like a ton more than any of my pads do, and or my like sugar scrubs that I use. I feel like those are just as effective and they cost less than this, and they do a better job. So for me, this is just trash. I keep using it because I've received it so many times as like a free tester, but I would never repurchase that on my own. The next one I would repurchase, and I hate myself for saying that I would repurchase this product because it is so freaking expensive, but this is the Lancome Clarifique. The full size of this retails for $89, and it is 1 ounce. This one is 0.23 fluid ounces in this little tester size. This is a bright and dark spot reducing serum that is supposed to be good, I'm reading my notes, for post-acne marks and tighten the look of pores. It's got PHA and niacinamide. So PHA is an alternative to AHAs and BHAs that can be a little bit harsh on the skin, especially if you have sensitive skin. And the PHA is an alternative that does very similar brightening things without being harsh. So this is actually a really nice product. And also, it gave me instant results. My skin seemed smoother and clearer and more even skin tone. You guys, this is now sitting in my cart with Ulta. Even at $89, the results that I saw with this, I literally would be stupid not to say that I did not see a result with this. I freaking loved this thing, you guys. I hate that I love Lancome products, but I'm probably gonna repurchase this because I loved how it made my skin look and feel. All right, the next one is definitely an interesting product for me. This is the Biro, and I think I'm saying that correctly, Pear Serum Oil. This is a pretty expensive product. I want to say I got this in like a BoxyCharm some time ago, and this is a nice like glass jar. This is the full size of this. This is 0.67 fluid ounces, and it retails for $65, believe it or not. It's a vegan face oil and lightweight serum that's meant to hydrate and brighten and moisturize. Okay, it does all of those things. It's great, but for 65 bucks, it's not worth it for me. I love oils, like I told you guys, but for this freaking thing, it's so small. The thing is, it was such a unique texture. It was a serum oil, and so it felt like a serum, but you could tell it was more moisturizing because it was an oil, but it sunk into the skin so well without feeling greasy. It was definitely moisturizing without feeling greasy, and it really didn't have any scent to it at all. There's no added fragrance in here as far as I can tell. Like, it doesn't smell like pear. I think the pear in here is natural and it's not meant to be like an added perfume. It was a nice treat for myself, the fact that it came in like a BoxyCharm some time ago, but I wouldn't repurchase it based on the $65 price point for the amount of product that you get in there. Here's another brand that I wish I hated, but if you guys like them, I'm all for it because I have really been enjoying their products. I think they're actually really good and they feel luxurious going on the skin, unlike a lot of other products that I use that are very similar. So the first one that I have is from Clé de Peau. It's the Fortifying Moisturizer. It's actually meant to be held like this. The 30 ml of this, the mini size, it retails for $50 and it's 30 ml. This is actually 12 ml, so a little bit more than this one. It costs 50 bucks. Believe it or not, the full size of this, $190 at 125 mils. It probably lasts you a really long time. All right, so an emulsion. An emulsion is very similar to a moisturizer, except that it's designed specifically for people with normal to oily skin. An emulsion is supposed to be a lighter weight moisturizer. I love emulsions in the morning because I go in with a much lighter layer during the day when I'm going to be outside, when I'm going to start to sweat a lot, and I do not want a heavy moisturizer. Now at night, I put on the heaviest cream I can find. I want my skin to suck it in. I don't even care. It feels great putting on a really thick moisturizer at night only. So I have been using emulsions. I'm using one right now in the morning and I'm really liking it. If I don't use an emulsion, I will use a much lighter weight moisturizer or even one that's designed for normal to oily skin. However, this one, I believe they say on their website, is made for nighttime. It doesn't matter. You can use a moisturizer however you feel like it and however it works best for you. So that's why I was using this in the morning. The reason that I really love Clé de Peau products is because they're very low in fragrance in terms of luxury brand skincare products. Lancome very similarly can be highly fragranced, but sometimes they go lighter on the fragrance and it's much more pleasant. I think for me, I don't like things that are just super strong and that linger. So this one doesn't linger. The reason this is delightful is because it feels luxurious. Like this felt like silk going on and still hydrating. So I loved it. I would never repurchase this for myself. I got this in the advent calendar with Vogue and it came with like a bunch of different little minis. So if you guys are down to spend that kind of money, it's a balm emulsion. If you guys have oily skin, it's also a really great product to wear in the morning. The next one that I have is the UV Protectant Cream with SPF 50 from Clé de Peau. This I was wearing in the morning because it has the SPF of 50 plus and it's PA plus 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 plus. Anyway, this is one of their best sellers on their website. I don't know why they calculate this in terms of gram on the website, but it's 8 milliliters here, but 50 grams retails for $140. I loved this though. This was, again, super pleasantly scented, so very light, and it smells luxurious without smelling floral and rosy, and I hate that. Had great SPF, sunk right into the skin, and again, felt like silk going onto my face. So, you know, if money wasn't an object, I'd buy Clé de Peau products, like I just line them up in my bathroom probably, but I won't because they're so expensive. All right, the next one was it didn't do anything for me. This was the Kylie Skin Clarifying Gel Cream. The 1.6 fluid ounces of this retails for $28, but this one is the 1.6 fluid ounces. This came in a Macy's, one of the sets of makeup that I got from Macy's. It's just a lightweight moisturizer. Gel creams are usually, again, really good for people who don't want like thick moisturizers that have normal to oily skin. I don't think this one is scented. If it is, it was very, very mild, very lightly scented. It was pleasant, but it didn't do anything special. I just thought of it as putting like a free moisturizer on my face and nothing stood out to me with this one. So that one's just trash. I would not repurchase. The next one, I don't even remember where I got. It must have been in another Macy's one. It's from the brand Butter. I have broken the lid. Oh gosh. And also like rubbed the lettering off of it. This is the Coco Shea Revitalizing Cream. I don't know what the ounces is on here because the sticker is covering it, but the 2-ounce size retails for $21. It's a lightweight cream with a blend of African rich butters, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E. There's many different oils in this product, but it smells kind of like citrus. Yeah, like a little bit of citrus and a little bit of like aloe vera is kind of what this smells like to me. But it didn't linger, and I don't mind a citrus scent. It was just kind of that aromatherapy green tea that I guess I just broke it finally, that I didn't love. It was a nice Moisturizer, again, it wasn't one that I found like stood out to me. It didn't do a bunch extra for me, so I would not repurchase this. All right, let's move on to a brand that I have loved because I just love the results that I get with this brand. This is the Perricone MD Cold Plasma Plus line. So Perricone MD has other products, but I have always been a fan of the Cold Plasma Plus line because they're supposed to have a liquid crystal system that makes absorbing the products into your skin so much faster and give deeper penetration. And I've always felt more hydrated and more moisturized every single time I've used one of the Cold Plasma Plus products. And I always felt like my skin was actually visibly plumper. I have felt that way about Perricone MD products and then the Used to the People products. Those are some of the only ones that I actually feel like I feel plumper after using them. And that's why I've been such a fan of them. This one is the Advanced Eye Cream, but you guys, this is nutso. This is nuts. In those videos that I was filming with the Macy's sets that I was buying, I talked about Perricone MD because I got a tester in there and said it's so expensive, but I wouldn't purchase it for myself. So my mom bought me a bunch of Perricone MD stuff. Love her, love you mom. And this was one of them. This is the Cold Plasma Plus Advanced Eye Cream. I really enjoyed this. I really like this, but for 115 bucks for 0.5 ounces, I would not repurchase this for myself. No, 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 no. I like the whole line of Cold Plasma Plus. And if I could, again, just like Clé de Peau, I'd line it up in my bathroom if money wasn't an object, but it is, so I can't repurchase it, but I do love it. One that I didn't love that came as a free tester in the stuff that my mom bought me was the Rejuvenating Moisturizer. It's Essential FX Acyl Glutathione, I don't know, words that I don't even know. This, again, is really expensive, 105 bucks. The full size is 1 ounce, where this one is 0.25 fluid ounces. But this one I didn't like. This is not the Cold Plasma Plus line. This honestly was like wax. It was like stiff. I thought the product had dried out and they had just sent like a tester that was on its last leg, but it was literally wax. So I was like scraping it out and then like scraping it on my cheek, but like sometimes it would fall off because it wasn't like a real moisturizer. It literally looked like beeswax. This had a really strong like green tea scent and I just didn't enjoy it. I powered through this, wouldn't repurchase that one. All right, the last one that I got with a purchase of like Dior products. This is the Capture Total Cell Energy. This is just a moisturizer. This is 0.53 fluid ounces, where the full size of this is 1.7 and retails for a whopping $135. It's a very lightweight moisturizer. It's just that they've added so much fragrance in this. So shame on you, Dior, for putting so much fragrance in this product because it could have been a very beautiful lightweight moisturizer. It just, I couldn't repurchase this and use this indefinitely. Well, one, I wouldn't because of the price, but also the scent lingers. It smells like a perfume bottle. It's so strong. It's definitely floral without being rose. It's just shame on you, Dior. Like, it's just not necessary. The next one up is the last one in this category. This is the Babe Lash Essential Lash Serum. I think I got this in the Vogue Advent Calendar. I can't remember. Actually, it probably came in one of the Macy's ones. This retails for $49 normally, which isn't bad, I think, for lash serums, but if you've heard people say lash serums are not really good for you, it's because they contain a hormone in them, or prostaglandins that are chemical like hormones, which can actually cause like rashes. You can change the color of your irises. It can cause irritation. It can darken the skin around the eyes. This one does have the prostaglandins in it, so it's not one of the better, no hormones, like in the ingredient list kind of lash serums. I took a risk and used it anyway. And honestly, I miss it. I miss the effect that it was giving my lashes. They were so much longer. Putting on mascara was like really enjoyable. I got almost immediate results. Like a week after I started using this, I instantly noticed like how longer they were. I don't think that they were fuller, but this product only claims to create longer lashes, not necessarily like fuller or thicker lashes. If you're looking for one that doesn't have the bad ingredients in it, isopropyl, let me read this word because I'm gonna butcher it. Isopropyl cloplosterate, I think is it. acid, which is an analogy of the prostaglandin that is the harmful chemical that is inside of these lash serums. So if you're looking for the ingredient isopropyl chlorplosterate, I think is what it's called, be wary of using that particular ingredient. However, Vegamour sells a lash serum that has no hormones in it. So if you guys are looking for a lash serum, that would be my recommendation. It is pretty pricey. It does retail for $68. I have only ever tested this lash serum. I've never tested another lash serum ever. So I don't know if I would ever get result with a product that didn't have any hormones in it. I loved this one if you guys aren't worried about that particular ingredient. And again, I feel like I'm sad that I'm no longer using it. Like, I definitely miss it. It's just that I would try Vegamour if I was really interested, or something that didn't have that added chemical first before I went back to a product like this. Whew, that was a lot of words. All right, you guys, let's move on to the fragrance category. I tested 3 different fragrances. Actually, I killed off 3 different fragrances. This was from a set from Coach that I purchased from Macy's. So the first one up that I have, and these are all little minis, this one is the floral scent. So the 1 ounce of this retails for $74. It's supposed to be in the floral fragrance family, as you can imagine based on the name. The scent type here is sweet floral. The top is supposed to be pineapple sorbet, the middle is tea rose, and the base is creamy woods. This gives me a full-on headache. Like, just smelling it from where I'm holding it next to me. It's so strong. It hurts. Like, I don't usually get like overly sensitive to scents like this, but this was no good for me. And also, I would never repurchase a Coach perfume based on what happened to me with these. All 3 of these, they started to evaporate or like leak out, and they were gone much sooner than me using them up. This one even looks like it has like a little bit left. I will not be using it. It is so freaking strong. It definitely gives me a headache. No to that one. All right, the next one up that I have is the Coach Dreams Sunset. This one for the 1.3 fluid ounces is $74. So it's a little bit more than the last one just based on the bottle size. So the floral family here is Floral Gourmand, and the scent type is supposed to be woody floral. The keynotes here are pear, jasmine, and tonka bean. This is actually the only one that I really like. And I think I'm a really big fan of woody when it comes to sweeter scents. So the keynotes here, tonka bean, the fact that it's woody floral, this was my favorite one, and I don't think it gave me a headache. These are actually like really long lasting scents though. Some of the more woody ones or the warmer scents that I have, they tend to fade off a little bit faster than the ones that are more floral, I would say. So anyway, this one I definitely, I would never repurchase this because I like to spend money on fragrance that I love, but testers are great. I wouldn't repurchase this, but I enjoyed this one the most. And I wonder if I enjoyed this one the least. I've already worn the little label off. This is the Dreams perfume from Coach. It's again 1.3 fluid ounces is $74. So again, this is floral. It's woody and earthy. The top notes are orange and gardenia. The middle is cactus flower, and the base is Joshua tree. I put this on and it is so freaking strong. You need like a dot. But again, I feel like it gave me a headache. And not just that, I feel like it gave others headaches. I wore this to my son's graduation and I sat down and the woman next to me goes, "Oh!" And I was like, oh shit. She's commenting about the perfume and she goes, "Ooh, you smell good." And then I could smell myself the entire performance and I just felt bad. Like, hopefully I'm not making her ill with this because it was so strong and I barely put any on. So I felt bad, wouldn't repurchase that one. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I like doing these. I've been really getting better at, I think, gathering my thoughts about what I like and don't like. So hopefully it was helpful for you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I'm out of here for today, you guys. And as always, if you're not currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe so you can stick around. I am out of here and I hope to catch y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.